So Dave and Tom coming at you for another exciting episode of the BlabberMalt Show. This is episode 104 for June 3rd, 2025. We're at a brand new brewery in Cleveland, Two Friends. And there were two friends right here.
Wait, I thought you and I were the two friends.
We are.
There's other two friends?
Yeah, these are.
Friends, we got some cake cleaning down there to do.
Oh, no. Oh,
We're not that friendly.
We're not that friendly. No.
No.
Good one. I see what you tried to do there.
You know, we get that a lot too. Also, like, can we join in? A third friend, maybe?
Yeah, well, there's an initiation. You got to grain out. You got to clean a pot. I'm going to put this over here.
Oh, yeah, plenty of room for friends.
Yeah, that's right. So this is Dan Ozimba, and they just took over this spot and opened this brewery. How long you guys been open?
Like 3 months almost?
3 months. March 7th.
March 7th. 3 months.
Official grand open.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know, we do a live show every Tuesday at 7 p.m., usually out and about at a brewery in the area. We broadcast on Facebook and YouTube, and Spotify will be up tomorrow. You can find us at the BlabberMalt Show. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We need as many followers as we can. We also...
Are we still a 701, 702?
I haven't looked. We're over 700, so
right.
that's
All
good.
right,
And we also cross-post on the Northeast Ohio Craft Brewery news page, so we're happy to be on board with them. So we talk about beer, brewing, and bull crap. We've had hop growers on. We've been to homebrew shops. We've been to beer retailers. So everything having to do with the craft beer scene in Northeast Ohio. So we're just happy to be out here today, guys. Thanks again.
Especially places that have beer that we can drink.
Yes, that is a plus.
That is a plus.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for actually coming out to us as well. We are fans of the show. And yeah.
He's been watching for a while.
A long time.
Yeah, Ozimba kind of stalked on Tom, found him at a couple beer events and
At the Winter Warmer.
at the Winter Warmer.
One of
Yeah.
the first times my wife and I ever greeted as BlabberMalt, and I still don't remember, but my wife says you greeted me as Tom 1.25, but
Yeah. That's accurate.
Yeah, so we enjoy everything you guys do. It's
Oh,
lovely.
appreciate it. Yeah. So at the top of the show, we like to get an update, see how everybody's weekend was. Tom, what'd you get into this past weekend?
Well, we had family in town, which was great. We had our grandson in from Michigan, so got to watch him and hang out at a cookout. Actually had an opportunity with my grandson and my wife. We went to Der Burmeister
Oh, okay.
and got to meet the fifth generation brewer for the Duchess de Born brewery from Belgium. She was in town. She had literally just flown in. She was in the U.S. for 10 days. I got to sit down and have a beer with her and enjoy one of my wife's favorite beers, the Duchess, and a nice
Good stuff.
Flemish,
Yeah.
beautiful beer. And I
Nice.
got to talk to someone that one day will be running the brewery. So
Oh, that's kind of cool.
that was kind of cool.
Maybe we can get them on the show. Who knows?
She's Monday. She went to Chicago and then she ends up in Denver. So we couldn't chase her down.
Yeah. Road trip. Yeah.
And what about you, Dave?
Well, Marblehead is, getting in full swing, so we're up there. We met two of our new neighbors. Well, we met them before, but they recently bought a lot across from us. So got to welcome them in true Marblehead fashion by getting wrecked on the deck, as we do. So that's fun.
Now, before we ask you, though, we did toast one of your beers. So what is this beer that we just tried, the first one here?
Well, this one's the Opa alt beer. So it's a traditional alt beer from, what was that, Dusseldorf, Germany, probably. Yeah, very good.
It has a very nice, I like the sweetness in it, actually.
Yeah, very, very drinkable.
I love that.
Alt beer is a style you don't see too much, but it's always welcome when we run across them.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
different.
Yeah, the old German styles I like them. Like the next one we have here is the Kolsch. That's a nice old German style from Cologne. Another ale. Well, these were the kind of styles of beer Germany brewed before the lager came in and pretty much pushed everything else out.
So as we finish up the weekend theme, did you guys have a nice weekend? Anything special go on either here or with family or friends? Which two friends did you hang out with this weekend?
These two friends. We're always doing stuff together. But yeah, no, it was a full weekend for me of kids graduating.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Eighth grader going into ninth grade now. They do the clap out thing.
Oh yeah.
Everybody lines up and they clap for them as they go. They call it clap out.
Exciting.
So, yeah, I know, right? Big time. So 8th grade, then the other little one, they were doing final exams, that kind of thing. So they're all out of school now. It's beautiful. Yeah.
So now you got to keep an eye on them so they don't get into trouble.
And then, Dan and I were down here to spend some time. We did some work, so as always.
Yeah, brewers always, they're just working. That's what weekends are like.
But that sounds like your one kid's actually old enough to probably start cleaning some kegs there in ninth grade. Definitely.
That's a great idea.
It's a big boy, too. He's playing football, so definitely.
Or throw some kegs around.
Yeah, small hands and get into the tank and scrub it out.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I had a pretty reasonable weekend, just filtering one of these beers. Actually, we filtered the Imperial Stout and the Smoked Stout this weekend, and then I kegged the Smoked Stout out, a couple hours ago. So we'll see how that one is. It's really good, though.
That's on our board here?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah, can't wait.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, so busy weekend.
Well, kind of led in. So what's the second beer we've got here then? Is
this one's our Kolsch.
Kolsch?
We call it Standard Kolsch. Yeah, this is named in honor of the Standard Brewing Company.
I thought it was the restaurant next door.
Well, I think they named their restaurant in honor of them too. But we can't say that because we don't want to be sued. So they're great people next door.
Better tell your bartenders that.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. Crisp. Yeah. Yeah, I always appreciate a classic style with so many people doing, fruit adjuncts and milkshake stouts. It's nice to have just a classic style done well, especially summer. Come on, those two beers, winners.
Having a beer that looks and tastes like a beer is not a bad thing.
I know, right? Yeah, for sure. So we talked about how you stalked him at the Winter Warmer. Dan and I have a super secret history. Back in 2016 or whatever, I was thinking about opening a brewery, and you were at Portside.
Oh, okay.
And we met out. You probably don't remember.
Oh, is that
but
over at Naughty Mermaid?
yes,
I
yes,
remember
down the
that.
street. Yeah. And
I didn't mean to make you not open a brewery.
Is that a strip
No.
club?
No.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, he gave me some real world advice. He said, be prepared for this to be your entire life. Forget about other hobbies. This is going to be your life, and you better love it. So, and I was like, all right. I do like to boat. I do like to go up to the islands. I like to do other stuff. So I was like, maybe that's not for me. So I still homebrew, still love it, but
That's
it was
a great hobby. I knew a guy, he collected stamps. That's not a good hobby. Homebrew is a good hobby.
Yeah. You got a bunch of stamps.
Come on.
Yeah, it's true.
Shout out to the stamp collectors.
Yeah, no. Now we're going to get ticketed by the stamp collectors.
Yeah, no. You come down here and have some beer. Come on.
Yeah, lick your stamps and drink some beer because your tongue's going to be all dry.
All right, so that was when.
Oh, hey now.
When Dave wanted to start open a brewery, but you guys opened up a brewery. So what made you want to? You've got some history with Portside, but what brought you guys together to want to open up a brewery here in Cleveland?
We've been friends for a long time, since I think 2008 or something. And when I had Portside, we used to go out to the beer events together. We had a blast.
It's fun. So much fun. Yeah.
I don't know when we came up with the idea, but it happened.
Yeah,
Probably
We're
over
really
some
happy
beers.
about it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, over time. Like when I was there and I saw that open up Portside, he was, he did his thing and they did all of that. And that was very fascinating to me, right? So we've always talked about if there was an opportunity for us to do something, we would. Just kind of, we hang out and we talk about this stuff, not really. But then, it ended up turning into a thing where we're like, I think we can do this, especially after he left from Portside. So so we talked about it a little bit more.
That's good timing too.
Yes.
But that's, what were you doing? So you were working at Portside Brewing with.
Well, I've always had a day job, so I've always been a chemist. And we met as chemists. We were both chemists together for a long time. There's funny stories behind that too, but
You guys work at the same company?
Yes.
Now, as a chemist, you don't mean you cook meth, right?
well, that's actually what I meant. Is we cook meth? No, we're just a chemist.
Chemist, pharmacist.
Don't take him down in the basement.
We work bring the other kind of water.
And we worked for the city of Cleveland, division of water, and we were analytical chemists back then. So we specialized in stuff like gas chromatography, mass spectroscopy, and inductively coupled plasma spectroscopies, stuff like that, just analytical stuff. And we also were bacteriologists and microbiologists, all that stuff. It was a lot of fun. Great time there.
So that's actually interesting because Phoenix Brewing Company that we just did remote and then back.
Yeah, that's what he
was
did.
Water treatment, doing all the chemical stuff as well.
Water chemists as well.
Yeah, so
It's good. It's really great background knowledge for brewing, right? Like a lot of the stuff you're doing. I mean, all the pHs and all the enzymes, all of that stuff. It just comes back. Your water chemistries, your sulfates, all of that.
Yep. And 90% of this beer is water, and about 95% of that beer is water. So a lot of water goes into it.
Yeah, if you understand the water chemistry, you're leaps and bounds ahead of people that don't.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I guess since we're on the topic of water, I will ask that question. We're in Cleveland. I don't think Cleveland has the greatest reputation necessarily for its water. Are you guys using the water here? Are you obviously doing something to it?
Cleveland has the best water in the world.
It does.
It does.
Yeah, we have a fantastic water source, Lake Erie. Down in Columbus, they get them out of a muddy river. So, would you rather have your beer brewed by a river that has a muddy river or fresh, clean water out there?
So,
Easy job.
Yeah. So, if anybody can, take a thing of water and send. There's a lot of companies around here that would test your water for you, right? As a brewer, you should do that. Whether you're home brewing or you're a professional brewer, whatever, you should know what your starting water source is. So, we work for the water company, so we know what those numbers are. If you don't, take a sample out of your tap, look around. There are companies that will even send you the vials and have them test just the regular stuff, like what are your sulfates, what are your chlorides, what are those levels in Cleveland tap water, and then compare it with what numbers you're trying to meet for your water chemistry.
And we're not paid for that endorsement.
No,
that's right.
No, we're not. So
Free water for life.
You will be very surprised at what we have. You probably don't have to do anything for 98% of your brews. You don't have to change anything. If you might have to do some things here and there, but
I think a lot of people make water chemistry a little bit too hard.
Yeah, you'll be very surprised. So
Yeah, Cleveland's good.
Yeah,
I mean, as a home brewer,
yeah.
good carbonate level.
Well, I know also there's breweries out there that use well water, and if you have too much hardness and too much alkalinity, you're going to have a bit of an issue with pH during your fermentation, and that can actually lead to stuck fermentations. So, Cleveland water is pretty good.
I was going to say, Dan, you jumped ahead. I mean, what is this third beer here? Since
Oh yeah, you guys got to keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's the Forgotten Old Ale.
I saw this. I love an old ale.
Prost.
Prost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. What's the ABV on this?
10%.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was like, this seems kind of low ABV for an old ale, but you can't even.
Two of them. Two mugs. Wow, you're hardcore.
Wow. Yeah, that's good. Man, that is not hot at all.
So the brewery itself is in the basement, correct?
Yeah, we have a 1 barrel system downstairs, and we have a 3.5 barrel system in the garage.
Okay.
We're currently getting our 3.5 barrel system up and running.
Is the garage near here, or attached, or?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
over there.
Nice. Yeah, I want to take a
currently
tour
you
for
started
sure.
with the 1, and now the 3.5 is what you're kind of building up to.
Yep.
So all of this beer is off of a one barrel system. All of this.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
Makes
work.
for a lot of brewing, yeah.
That's a lot of work. That's why we need 2 friends. Huh?
Yeah.
And 1 friend, we'd be screwed.
Yeah, one friend's not going to cut
so
it.
We do keep up. I mean, we think, the community is coming out and supporting, and we're doing well. So
Yeah. So the goal is to keep. We have 8 beers on right now. Is that the
I
goal?
think we have 12. Yeah.
12.
Yeah, we have a couple guest taps. So stuff like a lager or a pilsner or a helles. I ain't got time for that. That takes a long time to make. So we'll have a German. We have a Weinstefan Helles on, and then also we have a cider because we don't have our. What do you have to have a wine license for that? A wine.
no, we do have a license.
No, but we have to have for production of wine to make a cider. So we're not going to worry about getting the A2 license. So we'll just put a guest cider on tap. So we have a guest cider, and then we have I think one other guest tap. That's about it.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
just the Vine Store.
That's about it. Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
great.
when we opened up with some. Yeah, we had a German Pilsner on tap. That went so fast.
Yeah.
I believe it.
It was gone. So, we got to turn that around again and brew another one because those take time.
Once we get our
Those take
3.5
a lot-
barrel
those
system
take a
up
lot
on
of
tap,
time.
then we'll be able to keep up with the pilsners and whatnot. But right now, we just, ales, they'll take maybe 3 weeks to make, and then lagers, they'll take 3 months to make. And we just made lagers here.
Can't tie up a fermenter that long.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's done with a
difficult.
smaller system,
Yeah,
you know,
with a
yeah.
1 barrel system, you can't really do it. But with a 3.5, we'll be able to start brewing a lot of lagers. So our idea is to brew mostly lagers in the garage.
Okay, so that was the next question. I mean, is there a style that you guys? I mean, it certainly seems like some of the basic German styles you are embracing.
Oh, we're just starting, buddy.
So I mean, that is something you like. So that is what you're.
Oh no, we have 2 Belgians here. We have an Imperial Stout, we have a Smoked Stout, and then we have an Imperial IPA.
But I mean, would you say there's something that you would always want to have? If there's only 2 beers you could have on tap, what would they always be of yours?
In this neighborhood, and we're talking about.
Well,
Let's talk about.
we're going to talk 2 things. So one that you would want to always have on tap, and one that you want to have on tap because of the community that they love.
Yeah, he can take that one. I love them all.
Okay,
I wouldn't have an issue.
So if for me, I will have a German Pilsner.
I like beer.
If I had to, personally, I'll do a Pilsner. For this community, I think any IPA will do. They are lovers of IPAs out here. You can't. We've had people come in and say you have to have 3 IPAs on tap at least, at all times. We're like,
Yeah.
3?
I get that.
When we
Yeah.
opened up, we had a double IPA, a regular IPA, a Imperial IPA, and a black IPA.
Yeah.
So we went pretty hard on the IPAs.
Yes. And those were
And they crushed through it.
Those were
Yeah.
done. Yes. I mean, done in like a couple of weeks, actually.
That's great, though, right? Yeah, you want to sell that beer.
Absolutely.
They love them here. So I don't know what style I'd brew. Gosh, I don't know if I could pick one. I'm sorry.
Brew everything.
Yeah.
I mean, Ozimba, are you doing hands-on brewing as well? Is Dan basically the brewer? Both you guys are both.
Yeah, we both brew.
You both brew. Okay. So I'm going to ask each of you guys. I mean, what is your favorite style of beer? So you took the German Pilsner. It would be the one you would always have. What is your? I mean, if you could just brew for yourself.
That's easy. It would be a red rye Imperial IPA. That's probably my favorite.
Okay.
I love those. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Yeah, no, Tom, I would Pilsner. See, I grew up, in Cameroon where the weather was hot. What we really had most of my life growing up was those kind of beers, right? Pilsners, lagers, So
Yeah.
that's my first love. I love, I love a good Pilsner. So.
Now, you guys are, this is Two Friends Brewing Company, right? So, and you guys are both brewing. Do you guys, you share the methods? Are you compatible in
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you don't like doing something one way and
No,
he's doing another way.
pretty much we're even when it comes to production. There's not really any discrepancy.
So you can come in and he could finish out your day and it'd be exactly the same. Yeah,
All the time.
yeah, that's good.
You don't sneak in there and change something when he's not looking?
No. For that one, yeah. If I start bringing a beer, Dan will make sure he asks me, hey, you want me to cap this off? You know, I think it's done. I'm like, just let it rest for a couple of days. So I'm like, yeah, go ahead, cap it up. If he's like, hey, buddy, you're down there, can you do this for me? You know, so yeah, we work very well. If I'm brewing and I don't finish my day and I just didn't have the chance to wash out the boil kettle, I'm like, hey Dan, you're gonna be down there tonight. Can you help me just clean that out? Or he can do the same for me. Or
Yeah.
I love the grain. Can you empty the mash tun, please, or whatever? Or you say, hey, I'm down.
Like
there.
you.
I'm down, so.
It seems like there's a lot of him asking me to do stuff around here, doesn't it? Now that I think about it.
Yeah, this is gonna be two frenemies brewing company soon. Yeah, we're gonna come back in a year and see if this is still happening.
So I guess I was out in this space when it was its former life.
Oh yeah, Cleveland Brewing Company,
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah.
And I mean, you guys have just brightened it, opened it up. I mean, was there specific?
It's totally changed.
Those rooms. Yeah, it was actually over there. So everything you see here, we tore down and then we built back up. Quite amazing. The cameras.
Yeah,
can't
the
see any of this stuff.
Now,
bar
we
was
can
over
walk
there.
around a little bit. I mean, I know there's some rooms in the back, some game rooms, and a lounge area, I'll call it, with a nice sofa in there.
Yeah, we want to create something that the neighborhood would come down and enjoy some beers. So I think we really captured that.
I think pool table in the other room, correct?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then
I like
the bar itself that people can probably see behind us. Some nice lamps that almost look like vases, upside down vases.
Yeah, those were made by
The
Glass Asylum.
Asylum.
Yeah, and Sugar and Falls. Yeah, really nice.
He actually made those for us.
Yeah, real
with the
cool.
scones back then too.
Yeah, it's a very cool aesthetic. I mean, a lot of breweries you go to, it's kind of rustic, rough around the edges, but this is, nice furniture, nice chairs, tables,
there may not be
comfortable.
stuff on the walls, that much stuff on the walls, and I like it that way. But at the same time, we understand that with time, stuff's gonna.
You will collect stuff.
Yeah, we'll collect stuff. And, we've even noticed we haven't even been open for 3 months, and there's just a different energy here than we started. And as you continue on, you'll get a different energy, different vibe, different stuff going up. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Cool. Well, let's get into another beer here. What's this fourth one we had?
I think this is the Belgian Double. Yeah, double loop.
Double
So
loop.
this is named in honor of Geauga Lake. They had a roller coaster named Double Loop.
The
Yep.
double loop. Yeah. Actually, one of we should give her the credit to bartender Laurel. She named this beer. So
Oh, yeah.
this is all her.
The old double loop.
This is a really
Yeah.
good Belgian.
So this is 8.5%. We used a lot of special bean malt. It's a really good malt for Belgians.
Very
it has
smooth.
A nice caramel, and it gives it like a raisiny, a lot of different flavors with special bean. I like it a lot. So great for Belgians.
Yeah, a little date, but just subtle. Date, raisin.
Beautiful color too.
And then the Belgian yeast is not overtaking it. You get just a hint that it is Belgian. I think more of the caramel and
Yep.
and the raisin. The raisin definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
A lot of fun. We're happy with this one.
Yeah, my homebrewed Belgians always come out. The doubles come out too Belgian-y. I'm like, I think I need better temperature control. I need that glycol chiller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spike Brewing, they make some good home brew.
I've been looking at that new one, the 2.0.
You're probably gonna walk off with one of ours.
You selling one? Does it leak?
He's gonna have one over his shirt.
No, they're good. So personally, from my background in brewing, right? I did homebrew, quite a bit, but Dan knows. I mean, from when I started brewing, I went all in.
Yeah.
I started with the 3-thing system, and it was spiked. I mean, so I've been spoiled in that way because I've really never had a lot of issues that a lot of homebrewers have with like temperature control and stuff, because they are masters at temperature control. Yes, they are phenomenal. I'm not sure, what problems other people have with the smaller systems out there, but
temperature control is a huge issue.
Yes. So it is great.
I tried the fridge with the water bath coming out. Oh, it just didn't work. My garage is not conducive either. Couldn't.
You made award-winning beers, so hey, I can
time.
talk.
Yeah.
Now there was that one Sam Adams beer, but
I got lucky one time. Oh, stop.
So I mean, you'd mentioned for the community here, you always have to have IPAs on tap. So let's talk about the community. Are there other things that you've had a chance now? I mean, I know it's only a few months in, but are there ways that you're kind of been able to connect with the community, whether it's events or different clubs that come in here? I mean, is there any people that are using your space from the area that are really giving that community vibe?
Oh yeah, we get a lot of community events around here, and that's one of the things that we're trying to connect. I'm a big proponent of this idea of a third space. So you got your first space where you live, and your second space where you work. And I think that there's something important about having a third space where you can go out and relax and engage and talk to people. I think, who was it, Ray Oldenburg? He came out with a book back in 1989 about the Good Great Place, I think it was called. He's talking about these third spaces, and they're really important for communities to interact and engage, and it kind of opens your mind up to different ideas. Because if you're just talking to your family or people that you know, that you're close with, you're not really going to experience much culture. But if you come down here, you look around, a lot of culture. And that's what we're going after is having people come down here after work and having a good time, relax and have a good beer and talking, becoming friends.
I'm certainly seeing some themes here from when we're down in Oberlin.
Yes.
Haven Brewing. The reason they're calling themselves Haven is the third space. He literally referenced that, that's what they wanted their brewery to be, a place where people could come and do things outside. And he must have read the same book.
Yeah, must have read the same book, man.
So
And that's why you see
it's a good idea.
a lot of things that we did here, right? We don't have folks pay for pool. We don't have folks pay for skee ball. We don't have you pay for skee ball, football. The games are, I mean, like you would go to your friends, and you go pay for games when you go visit your friends. You don't.
Really, my friends charge me for games. I got the wrong friends.
Man, you gotta.
That's bull crap.
you got to find some better friends. What two friends are you hanging out with?
Yeah, so that's the idea. And then also, Tom, you were asking about like other groups that come here. Just this past weekend, we had the Little Mountain Brewers, homebrewers. Yep, they were down here Saturday. They had a great time here. I mean, they packed the place. We gave them a tour. We hung out. We talked with them. So, they were very happy. They were very, very happy to be down here. Yeah, so, and we told them those are the kind of things. So we've had a lot of home brewers just reach out to us. There's a gentleman and his wife. They were going to start their own brewery, and they ended up not doing it. But they have a lot
They
of...
talked to Dan, didn't they?
Yeah. But
How many people have you talked to? Was that just a ploy so that you can open your own brewery?
Yeah, that's right.
You
Smart.
beat the competition before they start.
Nip it.
Yeah, but they ended up, they were down here, they've always come up. They say, hey, we have, we can work together, we have stuff we can share with each other. So, it's nice. And that's the beautiful thing about the brewing community is just that aspect of it, right?
Yeah, great community.
Yeah.
Let's go in there. What we got?
What?
Oh, yeah. Dustin says, I need a Blickman glycol chiller. Oh, snap. A little hating on the spike.
Right?
I've looked at the Blickman too.
Yeah. You know.
Somebody's getting paid by Blickman here.
Yeah, I do have a lot of Blickman stuff.
Well, it's been around for a while.
Yeah.
A lot longer than Spike has.
Exactly. Yes.
They just put a bigger compressor in their glycol chiller to compete with Spike's. Spike's a little bit bigger, so I don't know.
I mean, no, we absolutely love what we have. We're not going to talk about anybody else's stuff. We love what we've been using, and we absolutely love it. Like Dan says, we're not paid to say this. We just like what we have.
Right.
And it's working beautifully. I mean,
Great.
I didn't say anything good about Spike until I get paid.
That's right.
Give me that sack of cash. What do they call it? Get that bag or something? Yeah.
So you guys do not have a kitchen, correct?
No, not yet.
But as we walked in, we did see a food truck outside. So is that something you guys
Yeah, we
do
have
offer?
rotating food trucks through here. Who do we have today? We have church, something.
Yes.
the Caribbean one.
Yes. Yeah,
Really
exactly.
good.
Yeah.
And then we have the dog bowl. who
We
comes
have the
through
dog
here
bowl. The
all
dog
the
bowl
time.
comes here a lot more than she does. So, yeah.
So we like that. I don't want to have a kitchen just yet. That's a lot of headaches.
And if people want to bring their own food, they're welcome to. Or
Absolutely.
And there's a few options right near here.
Yeah, we have Holland's Barbecue right across the street. Iree's right down the street. Iree's is some fantastic Jamaican food.
The Standard next door.
Standard, yeah.
The Standard is beautiful, just beautiful. There's a burger place that just opened across the street. You guys see it. They just redid their windows and making their storefront look so nice, which is the one thing we feel that we have maybe contributed to this neighborhood is by making the storefront look nice. A lot of other people are beginning to kind of say, hey, let's get our storefronts looking a little bit better. So,
Yeah, let's come down here. We'll get some beer. We'll get something to eat and make a night of it.
So there's a tons of food.
now, are you guys open 7 days a week, or do you give a day of rest?
Well, we're usually closed for Monday.
Monday,
and
yeah.
we were usually closed Sunday, but we started open Sunday because our bartender wanted to be open, and maybe there's a chance there. So if she wants to be working Sunday, let her.
Yes.
But yeah, we had a good business
and
Sunday.
it's summertime
Fantastic.
too. So we'll be open.
So 6 days a week. Mondays are off.
Yes, Mondays are off.
Yeah, it was a good idea opening Sunday. We had a great day the other day.
Nice.
Going forward, this is
All right, we're starting at the handle. What's this next one?
Okay, so this one is the Baston Bitter. It's a Belgian bitter. So I wanted to brew, I like ESBs, British bitters,
Okay.
and I like a bitter beer, but I also like Belgians. So I made this thing.
I've never heard of a Bastogne bitter. I was going to say
Yeah, I haven't either.
Belgium beer.
Now, wait a minute. Are you saying this is a style you created, or is this an existing style?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that they have this bitter Belgian ales.
I've never seen a Belgian. I think it's the first one I've had.
Yeah, we made it, and we named it Bastogne Bitter after the Battle of Bastogne. It was at 1944, I think, and that part of the Battle of the Bulge. And boy, was that a bitter battle. I think we had 23,000 troops in there, and 3,000 of them died. And I think that they call it the Battle of the Bastards too. I think that's the other name for it.
Yeah, the Germans almost broke through.
Yeah, they're going for Antwerp, but we stopped them, 101st Airborne. So yeah, I like it. Nice Belgian bitter. Good name for it.
It's a good name and it's a good beer.
I mean, I'm going to ask. So are you into history? Is that a hobby other than brewing?
No.
No. Okay. All right.
I only got so much on this hard drive up here. Can't put much more.
Are you with working at Portside prior to this? Are you a native to the Cleveland area?
Yeah, I grew up in Northeast Ohio. I lived here until I was probably, 9. Then I moved out to New York, moved down to Columbus, over to Cincinnati. I lived in Germany for a bit, lived in New Mexico for a bit, Roswell, New Mexico. That was a weird one.
You have some
I lived
stories
up
to
in
tell?
Minnesota, Texas. What's that?
You have some stories to tell?
It was weird. It was really weird. I was one
You ever
of the
see any
founding
aliens?
members. I was one of the founding members of the UFO Museum, but all you had to do is come in there and like give a buck or something and sign something, and there you are. That was way back in the day.
I feel like there's some beer names in there.
Probably, yeah. It was.
That sounds fun. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun because I think that was back in 1996 or 97, but you could go down to El Paso and they had the border town Juarez. And it was so much fun. You go down there and do anything you wanted. Now with the drug cartels, you just can't do it. This generation has missed out on that opportunity. You can't do it anymore. So much fun. Yeah.
And then you found your way back to Cleveland.
Yeah.
And that's where the meth cooking started in Juarez.
Well, no, it started in Cincinnati. That's why I had to go down to Mexico. No, I never cooked meth.
I kid.
Yeah, no, I never.
The BlabberMalt Show does not condone cooking meth or smoking meth or any of that.
Correct.
We got too good a teeth for that. But, so I love this area. My family's from here. In fact, both my parents, they graduated from Euclid High School right over there on East 222nd. And great area. Love it.
And I'm going to assume you started your journey somewhere else. Maybe?
From a land far, far away.
With lots of good Pilsners.
With lots of good Pilsners. Yes, originally from Cameroon. Yes, Africa. And, came here and fell in love with the beer.
Did you come to Cleveland first?
Yes,
So directly.
Yes. I've been here 25 years in the U.S. and I've been in Cleveland the whole time. That guy right there was my the first. So I came to school. I was at CSU, and I roomed with this guy.
And you're still friends with him.
Still friends with him. Yeah. Good. Just. I say, as a foreigner, right, the United States is just a wonderful country. Great place, great people. I don't care what anybody says. You guys are very open-hearted. You will help anybody. But, you don't want to be taken advantage of at the same time. So, it's a beautiful country. I love it. I've had a good time here. I've learned a lot from Dan, having met Dan as a good friend. All these dogs, all of them, it's been great. I have a family here now, so I'm here.
I appreciate you saying that. I'm still not cleaning kegs. Still not doing it.
I was getting there.
Trying to sugar them up.
And I'll say, great country. And I think our beers are starting to catch up maybe with some of the rest of the world. Because there are some good beers outside the world, outside of the U.S.
Yeah, so I think it was maybe a couple of years ago, my daughter had a little soccer thing in England, and we went out there. And, man, for the first time, I realized how bad English was. I'm sorry. I had to say it. But you know what? I was like, no, man. Like, the beer was just so different. And, yeah, so I do agree. Like, the U.S. beer scene is great. Yeah, it's great. And I think, there's a lot of talk about the changes and all that stuff that's happening. I think it's fair. But at the same time, there's a lot of other stuff that has happened, right? So you got to look at it. With such good beer, I don't see how you lose people that are not going to drink beer. I don't see it. I just don't see it.
I mean, we keep talking. I know later on when we may talk about some breweries that are closing, but it does seem that, I'm going to say that it seems like for every one brewery that is closing, there's two opening up. So,
yeah,
I mean, for
right.
a while there, I thought, the market had saturated and was starting to contract, but it just seems to be different people getting into it, and it still seems to be the ability to thrive. And I think, like you mentioned, I mean, if you can make good beer, you got a good chance.
Yeah, I've heard of market saturation since 2010. So, yeah.
There's a lot of things that happen, and folks really got to go out there and just get the information for yourself. Maybe the younger generation does not drink as much, but they love good beer. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They love a place that will make a nice brew. So
I mean, having kids in their 20s and early 30s right now, you saw that turn to the the seltzers and the ciders, but I got to tell you though, they do still appreciate a good craft beer, which I'm glad to see.
Yeah, we're going to have a seltzer on tap, and I have no issue with that. But somebody said to me, "Well, a seltzer has no soul," and I thought, "Oh, maybe you're right." Just a weird thing for a person to say, but whatever.
Yeah, and plus if you have a nice tap room like this, where, like you said, people can come and they can connect, they can have a good beer, I would rather go there than, buy a 12-pack of a macro brew and take it home. I mean, and just go hang out, have 2-3 beers, a couple nights a week. Is that so wrong? No.
Yeah, we have a lot of regulars here already.
I'm jumping ahead here now.
Okay, so Zimmy, you can talk about this beer.
Oh, is this yours?
This is very, very good IPA.
It's an Imperial IPA, about 9.2%, I think.
Which one is it?
Yeah, 9.2. That's the dope AF. So that's
Dope as brick. Imperial IPA. All right.
yeah. So this one, brewed, dry hopped. Simcoe.
And we named it this because somebody on Facebook commented about how Ozimba was dope AF. And we were laughing so hard. We're like, that's got to be a beer name.
Oh, so this is actually an Ozimba Imperial IPA. It's his nickname. All right.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. This is very good.
This is right up Matthias's alley.
This is the kind of
missing
style
out.
of beer I like personally.
Yeah, so we brewed this with, I think the bitterness hop was, I think we usually use veterans hop for our bitterness because we just are after the alpha acids. We're about 14%, so that's pretty good. And then we use Citra and Mosaic. And there was that one other one that we used.
There was a little bit of Simcoe, but mostly that HB286.
Yeah, what do they rename that?
I know Yakima just recently changed the name of that hop.
Yeah,
But
really
it's HB486.
Nah.
Yeah, so one of those.
Kush.
I'll spill what?
Kush, right? Kush or something? Crush?
Yeah, they changed it to something.
Is it the Crush?
Like the
Yeah,
last couple
Crush.
weeks.
Yeah, and
Well, that's what you use in your home brew?
Yeah, yeah.
Crush IPA?
Yeah, but we used a lot of Citra and Mosaic as well, so it was those four. That's good. I liked it.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that. I made a Crush IPA, but the main hop was the Crush, Centennial, and
Centennial's a good hop too. I like
Mosaic. I think was also in there. Super happy with it. You guys should come to the show and we'll taste it. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. You don't have to.
I really like this hop.
Beer. Yeah, it's a great hop.
So is that a newer hop? The Crush?
Well,
I've never.
it was HB something a couple years ago, and then they changed it, I think, last year maybe. Did they change it the year before?
Actually,
I had never heard of it.
Maybe like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it's a good
It's
one.
not been long. Yes.
Because I remember reading they give the numbers and initials for the first couple years until it gets stable, and then they actually give it a name. Is that right?
Yeah, we brewed with it this time. I used the name for it, but I forget the name. I just remember it was an H.
It's HB486.
Like I said, I have limited hard.
You got to wipe the hard drive from time to time.
I mean, is it fair to say that most of the stuff is local that you're purchasing for hops and yeast? Or no?
I'd probably say most of the stuff that we're getting for hops are either in the Yakima Valley or somewhere in Germany. Yeah. Now we grow our own hops, and we do have neighbors that have hops, but if you grab a bunch of hops that everybody brews, you might get one batch out of it. But most of it's going to be pelletized or whole leaf hops from some other state.
Yeah, so far, we've been on the prowl for somebody that grows hops in good quantity to do a fresh hop beer. So we're looking.
Yeah.
So if there's anybody out there that knows
we'll have
anybody
a fresh hop
locally,
beer this year for
yes,
sure.
anybody
It'll be
locally, just
delicious.
reach out to us. There's a few people around here, but they really were honest with us and said they didn't have that much. We have a few a few plants that we grow.
You get a couple handfuls of hops.
A little tub of
the yield is not that much
Yeah,
from,
exactly.
the plants,
You look at it like, it's nice, but so.
I know Michigan has a lot of hop farms. I guess at least Midwest, but not Ohio. But there's a couple in Ohio. The hop acres, was it that
Auburn.
Auburn acres that had on the show?
Someplace down in Columbus, I don't know if they still do it. Grandpa's hops, they do it.
Grandpa Cheese Barn? No.
Oh yeah, they're great too.
You know what? Cheese barn hops.
Dubonnaise over there, they grew their own big patch of their own hops for it was Cellar Rat, now it's Double Wing.
Double Wing now.
Yeah, they had a nice little hop harvest over there.
Debonair, okay.
But yeah, we use a lot of hops when we make a Imperial IPA, so we got to go outside of state.
Are you getting your barley and malt? Are you getting that stuff locally or?
Yeah, we get it locally.
And there's
from
a-
LD Carlson and
Yeah.
Brewer Supply, and they deliver it here. No,
Yes, so
I think
far,
it's Canadian.
So far, I mean, like we've started off, as we go along, we're really gonna try to find local
those
stuff.
relationships.
Yes. We will, just think about something as simple as your spent grain, right? So that's a big thing. I mean, like as a home brewer, you don't really think about it that much, but that's something you really have to give good thought to. And we're able to find some local solutions to that issue, and we're using that right now. I'm so happy about it.
And if we could purchase hops or malt that are consistent and of high quality in Ohio at a price that was, 25% higher than what we get out in Yakima Valley, we'd do it in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
No problem about that.
Just haven't
Very
found that
hard.
sweet spot.
Yeah.
All right, now we got some darks coming up here.
Yeah.
All right, so this one is our smoke signal.
Smoke
Oh, yeah.
signal.
Oh, yeah.
So smokes.
Yeah, so this is 6.3% alcohol, and it's a nice smoked stout. I just kegged this out today. I think I kegged it out at 3:30 or something. 4 o'clock. So
Just under the wire.
just under the wire.
Yeah.
So
I like a nice smoked beer. It's good.
I like the smoke is more to the nose than to the taste, which
Yeah,
I'm not great. I mean, Roche beers are not my favorite style,
they use a lot of smoke malt in them. Oh my gosh.
but this one is for me very drinkable. It's not like an ashtray, but definitely the nose of it, you get the smoke,
Yeah.
but not
Yep.
in the flavor as much. It almost has that nice smoky bacon taste, which
I know, right?
is not bad.
Yeah, we wanted it to be about 6%, so 6.3% I think it was. So right where we wanted it to be. It's not too heavy like the next one we're gonna have, but it's not too light where, I don't know, I want a smoke beer where you're like, yeah, this is a smoke beer.
You definitely could say that, and it's full body too. I mean,
Smoked malt is funny. Like, you can use the same amount, different batch. You totally smoke bomb. The other one will be, I can't even tell it. I don't know why that is.
Yeah. In fact, we did a double batch of this. And the first batch I brewed, it just wasn't smoky enough. So the second batch, I increased the smoke malt considerably. And then I blended them together, and it really is perfect for me. I love it. But like you said, I was expecting more from the first batch.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to repeat a smoked beer on the same level.
Yeah, it is.
We were out at working class talking to Rick, and he was talking about he's got a washing machine. Well, this was when he was homebrewing with tumble malt and had smoke going through it. He would smoke his own malt.
Yeah, we were thinking about smoking our own malt because we did a smoked brown ale, and it was good. It was good, but I had put a lot of smoke malt into it. I think that you're better off if you smoke your own malt. That's my personal opinion.
It's freshly smoked is the idea.
You
Yeah.
get much more flavor out of it.
So, Dave, I think he's saying it's better if you smoke it yourself.
Smoke it yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's words of
And
wisdom
while
for you,
we're
Dave.
talking about that, let's talk about growing plants. We got 4 plants.
Hot plants. Hot plants. Yeah.
Smoke your own malt.
Yes.
Yes, malts. Yes.
Be clear.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's get on to the boil here. I told you about my Crush IPA. As far as things coming up, beer releases, events you guys are doing, special nights, events during the night. What do you guys got coming up?
So we are going to be filtering and kegging our cream ale, and that should be on tap
Any day soon.
if I can. If we can tomorrow, but probably the day after tomorrow.
A regular cream ale, or
Cream ale, yeah. We brewed that one. You know, we've had a few people try it, and one person said, "If you add anything to it, I'm gonna shoot you." So our initial idea was to make it a mango cream ale, but you know, we have a gun to our heads now. So
I like my beer, but I like my life better.
now, Dave, did you use corn for that then?
yes, we use flake corn. Yeah, you know, in those percentages, you know, like you normally use, and it came out just beautiful.
Yeah, I mean that's like when you can nail a base style like that.
Yes.
I mean,
Really good too, because we're running out of this Kolsch. And if we don't get something else on tap,
I mean, that'll be a nice summer beer too.
Yes.
Yep.
No, it's good. Yeah,
I love a good cream ale.
we'll get a coach. We'll get another coach coming up soon. Like I'm ready. I'm preparing to brew another big batch of coach. So we'll be there.
Now, is the 3.5 barrel system up and running, or you're still waiting on
not
some?
yet. We're still working on that. I think we're getting the boiler installed. We got the glycol plumbing in. We got most of the electrical done. Just a few more steps.
Yeah, it's you know, some of the things that you don't think could have been holdbacks, like the glycol, like you know, like the boiler.
Yeah.
You know, that was like, I was like, wait a minute, I did not know it was this hard to find someone to put in a boiler. I thought it was just you know, connect a few plumbing things and turn it on.
We're like, I would like to pay you for goods and services. I have payment for a service that you can provide. We're like, we can't do that. That's out of our bailiwick. Jesus.
Yeah, so
Makes me want to go into the
we
industry of installing
We didn't have to
electric
look
boilers.
far and wide to find somebody that was. But we ended up, you know, I mean, coincidentally, we ended up finding somebody from the neighborhood. Right here.
wow.
So that was one of those things. We were looking all the way out in all the far and foreign places, and the guy was right here.
I'll do that. Did you come in and have some beer? And you're like, oh, I could do that. Yeah.
So Dave, you did keg your Crush IPA then? It is,
I did, yeah.
So that's ready to
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
All
It's
right.
carving up right now. So, yeah. It's good. It's good, dude.
All right.
It's good. Yeah, that's good.
Do we have any other beer events coming up in the area?
Well, yes. I noticed, I just saw today, Forest City is celebrating 9 years. Yeah, it got really loud all of a sudden, didn't it? Really loud. Celebrating 9 years this Friday. They have $2 tasters, free cake while it lasts. Yeah, and $5 hot dog. So.
South Park, where they had an episode and they wanted to do a fundraiser or something, and they like, just advertise free cake.
Who is this? Which?
South Park.
I'm not a South
remember
Park
that
fan.
episode where they're like, oh, free cake, and the people will come.
I didn't get it. It went over my head.
No, that's got to be it. Free cake.
I think so.
Yeah, that's a South Park.
Somebody look that up. I also, Auburn Acres emailed us and told us they're having their first beer fest in their hop yard, the Geauga Beer Fest. And they're going to have all the Geauga breweries out there, Crooked Pecker, 8th Day, Bum and Beaver, 11-3, and Pompadour. The 14th.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, that's some good breweries right there. 11 until 4 on that Saturday. So I think
They make fantastic IPAs over there.
guys are crazy too.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I
Well,
never
but
had 'em.
I mean, if you've watched their episodes, he's trying to go back to his roots and do more German-style beers.
Yeah.
That's what he is trained in German-style beers, and that's what he.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
The
How do you
IPA
get trained in German-style beers?
he actually
You have to go over there?
I think he did go to Germany for a while. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And he'll shotgun a beer, drop of a hat.
Yes.
Yeah, it's I've always thought, and Dan,
pretty neat.
you have a German background, but anyway, I have my younger brother's in Germany. It's in Cologne. So when I went to visit him, I mean, in Germany, every neighborhood that's a bar. If you go to a bar, it's not really a bar; it's a brewery, right? Like they brew their own stuff. They'll tell you this is our beer. And then all the other stuff is, what we buy. But this is our
Everyone has their one-barrel system in the
yeah,
back.
exactly,
Yeah.
right? Exactly. So I think
that's probably great.
That is so cool. I mean, and that's why you see, like, somebody has to go to Germany to go get trained to brew German beers. They are just masters at it.
Yeah, it's really
everybody does it.
Yeah, I spent a little bit of time in Germany. I didn't learn anything about brewing, but I learned something about drinking. I think I was like 15 or 16. It was crazy. The guy that I lived with, fantastic people, wonderful people. But outside my door was a fridge full of beer. And you just help yourself. And I was 16. I was like, yeah,
Nice.
we need that kind of stuff in America.
This is the best country ever.
All right, what's our finishing beer here as we get ready to grain out here pretty soon here?
This is the Chief Mac Imperial IPA. It was on nitro, but I think the nitros went away. So this one's another 10%er. Prost.
I'm tasting the 10% there a little bit. That's
I could drink gallons of this. I love it.
Not in one night.
Was it?
Not in one night.
I mean,
Dan Moss.
Yeah.
Dan Moss.
Can't underestimate me.
so I was going to say part of the bull crap is also talking about some music. So is there anything
Yes.
coming up with that?
Well, I don't know if you guys are fans of the show. I'm an Iron Maiden fan. The Iron Maidens, the all-female Iron Maiden tribute band, is coming to Lorraine. They're rocking on the river June 21st. We're going to bring a contingent down. I'm going to recruit some people. Also, Paradise Kitty, which is the Guns N' Roses all-female tribute band. Two great bands. We're going to go. We're going to meet at LBC, Lorraine Brewing Company. Take the water taxi over to the show. It's $10. Tickets are $10. And enjoy the show. Go back to Lorraine Brewing Company and drink some more beer. So, 21st, Saturday.
And I saw that you guys do have some music here as well, right? There you have.
Yeah, this Saturday we have the. Is it Saturday? We have the Nick Quinn
Nick
band.
Quinn band this Saturday.
Yeah, it's a nice jazz band. He's fantastic. He's a great tenor saxophone with him. He's on the drums. They have a keyboardist and one other guy. I forget what instrument he plays. But
One other guy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's clarinet or trumpet. Let's say trumpet. He's a fantastic trumpet player.
He plays the old skin flute.
And you guys were here tonight. We had a band here this evening. So.
Yeah, the LP Project was here tonight, and they'll be back again soon. Good people.
So Dave, do you want to take a little walk around
Yeah,
before we
let's
talk
do
about
that.
the
Yeah,
upcoming
let's do
shows
that.
first?
Yes,
Just
absolutely.
line shows around a little bit. We'll look a couple of rooms and maybe see the brewery if we could.
You gotta get Dave full of that IPA, man.
You want the IPA?
Do it.
Sir, can I get you a
Oh,
beer?
yeah.
Yes, I would take the Ozimba Imperial IPA.
Thanks for asking him. I didn't want to ask, but you hooked me up.
I saw you. You couldn't help yourself.
Thank you, Jay.
That's my youngest one right there. What's up, Eli? You want to say hi to the show? That's
like, I don't know. This guy's
So, I
looking
mean, as
at
we're
me.
looking around here, we got the camera. You can see the bar. You can see Dan there pouring a beer for us. We're going to take a look around and see the different rooms they've got set up here that we kind of talked about.
Hey, guys, you want to say something to the BlabberMalt audience?
Kind of nice how they've
These guys right here.
been able to keep kind of a classic bar
Nice
look.
spot, and I love this spot.
Oh, man. They got some great beers, don't they?
Beer is great.
The beer is great.
Yeah.
Two Friends Brewery. You need to come check it out.
Yes.
Yes.
Make your way down. 185th. Up and coming.
Up and coming, I think it's here. I think it's a ride.
All right.
Yeah, that's a beautiful place.
Well, why don't we?
We're going to be on TV?
Well, the
We're
internet,
gonna
you know, YouTube. So like 5 people watching. Don't get crazy. Thank you.
I don't see that every day.
Thank you.
I'm gonna make a reel of this right here.
All right. Let's.
Cheers, man.
Where'd Ozemba go? We need you, Ozemba. All right. Let's.
All right, let's check out this brewery.
So we have the greatest women's restrooms in Northeast Ohio right there. Best men's restroom. Very proud of that.
It's all marbled.
This is the room I like. This is kind of really neat. We'll
Yeah.
get Jay to kind of show this off. I mean, do
Does anybody want to step in there, bud?
you rent this out? Do you just have people show up? Is it meant to be a?
No, we do not. I mean, like we talked about the space, right? Dan talked about the third space. We really want the space to be a place where people just come in, hang out, have a good time. So, you know, when we
Don't
were
lie, man, this is
building
the-
space. This room was one of those places where you say, I don't know what we want to do with
Jay,
it. Right?
this is the
Yeah.
champagne room, man. You know
So
what I'm
we're
saying?
not sure what we really wanted to do with this.
Yeah.
Then we ended up having this thing, and my goodness, it's a hit. Folks absolutely love it. You know, you have groups coming here, like we said, Little Mountain Homebrew Group. They had their event in here. They set up here, they had food in here, and then they go out, walk around, and then come back and they have a little meeting and they do stuff. Our neighbors, the attorneys next door, they're like, you know, we're always going to come in here and have like a small,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
group
very
meetings.
chill.
I love the lamps.
Every so often, you know, you have couples coming here and they're just hanging out.
Oh,
do they close the door?
Those guys.
Is there a lock on
no,
the?
no closing down. There's cameras everywhere.
Okay, we have to turn on
You can't
the
do-
blue lights, or what is that?
There are cameras. Be careful. Can't get busy.
But yeah, it's nice for a couple to come in and hang out.
And I got to tell you, the first time I was here, the placement of your mirror is fantastic. I thought this room was 3 times the size it was.
That mirror is actually a photo booth.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we don't know how to use it.
Turned on, yeah, it's turned on. Yeah, so, you know.
So you got your hockey table here. You have with Space Invaders and
Oh, this is great. Yeah, this is a nice arcade.
Yeah.
Usually there's a second chair there, but if you want to play Miss Pac-Man or any of those Atari games, they're so much fun.
there's many bars in the 80s and 90s that I played this at. Sitting at a
Oh,
table
yeah.
like this, yes.
And it's free, so come on down and play some
free.
games. And then we got air hockey.
And
that's
this
always
I didn't see when we were here. It was too cold for this. This is a very nice patio.
Yeah, yeah. We can zoom around. We can go through here. I don't know. Yeah, let's go downstairs. Come back up in the other room.
Okay, and then go.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll
he's
get
got
out
his
there.
plan. All right.
Yeah, it's a labyrinth.
So we're going down into the brewery now.
Yeah, we'll go down to one barrel system.
Okay, to the 1-barrel system. All right.
This is Teresa. This is our fantastic bartender.
So you're the one. You want her to be open on Sunday? Wow. dedication.
We open on Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Oh.
She determines the schedule.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But you want to be off on Mondays too, though, right? All right.
I'm the famous bartender here.
That's right.
Live, right?
Now,
This is so funny.
is this where the old brewery was as well, or did you guys end up moving
You know
to
what? The old brewery was on the other side, so this was an empty area, and up top where the bar was empty as well. It wasn't utilized at all.
Oh, there's the keg cleaner.
Yeah, this is our keg cleaner here. He's very useful.
That's Elijah.
Yeah. Just don't give him your shoes.
Wait, say I got chin chin.
Do I see some barrel aging going on here?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
6 barrels. See how quick I am to count? We have a Buffalo Trace, a Wyoming whiskey. Actually, 4 roses, Wyoming whiskey, 2 Buffalo Traces, and then 2 Bliss maple syrup. So these were bourbon barrels. They emptied them. They aged maple syrup in for a while, I think a year. They emptied them. And they sent it to us. And we thought they were going to arrive empty, but they had like 5 or 10 gallons of maple syrup in them when they got here. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you brew something with them?
Oh yeah, they're all full.
Yeah.
So that one's an imperial stout. That one's a barley wine.
Oh, my favorite
Imperial
stuff.
stout, barley wine. I think maybe a wheat wine is one of these. I'd have to look at the yeah, you can. Yeah, we can do that later. Yeah. Yeah. These guys won't be able to hold the microphones if we did that. And here's our cooler, and from here you put the beers in here, and they go up to the tap. We have a couple beers in here that are just cold crashing because it's cheaper to have them in here than to have them on glycol.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just serving tanks. That's
They're not really serving tanks.
No.
They're just fermenters.
There's fermenters.
So we're going to take them out and we're going to keg them out.
They're using the kegs.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
literally just.
Yeah, everything's
Oh,
kegged
okay.
out. It's a lot of fun. So over here is our brewery. This is our 1-barrel system. So one thing that we noticed is it was very difficult to keep these spike fermenters up to pressure, and you have to have them carbonated before you keg them out. So they leak about 5 psi. They say they're rated to 15 psi, but yeah, this is why. Yeah. So what we did is we got these 2-barrel bright tanks, and these things will hold pressure. So we brew 2 batches. And we have the glycol systems that keep temperature control. And then from when we're done fermenting, we'd put them in the bright tank. We pressurize them, and then here we go. We pressurize them, we keg them out.
Look what's written on that one. Look what's written on there. On the top. It said, look on top.
Oh, it's dead. Yeah, this is why we're not going to be saying much good stuff about the glycol.
Go ahead, take it, Dave. You're doing them. You're helping them.
Please.
get it out of here.
I'd love to put an insurance claim against that one.
Dead.
Yeah. So this is our 1-barrel spike brew system. It actually works fantastic. So you
It
have
just needs a compressor.
your
They did send us a
hot liquor tank here. There's your mash lauter tun and your brew kettle. So we heat our hot water up here. We heat about 170 degrees. We put it into the mash tun, and we put malt in there. It reaches a thermal equilibrium about 150 to 2 degrees. At that temperature, you have these enzymes in the malt, and they go down the starches. There's a big chain, and they bifurcate until it turns into maltose, and that's what we're after. So basically, all you're doing over here is converting the starches to maltose, so sugar. And then from there, we send it through a false bottom, put in the brew kettle, and that's where we add the hops in there. The first hops that you throw in there are going to be the bitterness hops. So like the high alpha acid hops that we talked about before, the veterans hop, it's about 14%. And that's what we like. So if we're going to do a first hop addition, and for bitterness, you want high alpha acid. That way you're decreasing the amount of physical matter that you're putting in there. So it's more efficient. Higher alpha acid, more efficient. So you boil them for about 60 minutes, and you convert it from like a cis to a trans conformation. So it goes from an iso alpha acid to an alpha acid. or the other way around. There's an Imperial IPA.
Make it more stable. Yeah.
Yep, and then
This is Mr. Science class here.
Yeah, this high level.
Bitterness is you have to boil it for a while. At the end of the brew, that's where you throw in your flavor and aroma hops. Because if you threw them in at the beginning, if it's volatile, if you can smell it, you're going to boil that off right away. So that's where you put in your flavor and aroma hops, and you send it through a heat exchanger right there, and that decreases the temperature. But because we run city water through there, and they never touch themselves. They touch surfaces that touch themselves. So let's say you have
never touch yourself. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, never touch yourself. So if you feel this,
thankfully Tom said it, and I didn't have to.
Took the pressure off.
BlabberMalt 101. Never touch yourself.
yeah, I don't know if I agree with this guy, but hey, whatever. So you decrease it to 65 degrees. You send it into the fermenter. That's where you add the yeast and you aerate it. The yeast eats the maltose that we made over there and turns it into ethanol and CO2. Ethanol is the alcohol, CO2 is the carbonation, and then you're all happy.
So I gotta say, even for a one-barrel system, the few breweries I've been to in my life, I've never seen one this compact with the ceilings. Do you run into issues with the ceiling being this low? And I see everything is not high, so you figured it out, but.
Yeah.
This is really strange to be.
That's why we don't have a 3.5 barrel system down here.
Yeah.
Perfect. I mean, the height and everything is just perfect.
Yeah, we're fine. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to really do anything different.
But somebody called the Culligan man.
Oh yeah, that's for our water.
Yeah.
So when we we run it through a carbon filter because we want to get rid of the chlorine and all that. Like City of Cleveland water is fantastic, but of course you have to remove the chlorine.
Until RFK does for you. But.
Well, that's a fluoride.
That's the fluoride.
Fluoride, sorry.
Yeah, you do not want to remove the chlorine from the city water.
So
we need that. Everybody would be puking out of their eyes.
So, like, Cleveland is one of the last municipalities to not use chloroamine. Is that correct? They use.
There's a lot of utilities that don't use that.
Oh,
so
okay.
we used to use chlorine gas. Well, I can't. I'm no longer with the city of Cleveland.
Yeah, so
We used to use chlorine gas when back in, what was that, probably like 2010 we got rid of that. And then we went to sodium hypochlorite, which is a very concentrated bleach. Now, what you run into is, as long as you have good filtration, sedimentation, then you add the chlorine, then you should be fine with disinfection byproducts. Mm-hmm. Now, that's something that you might run into, but the city of Cleveland is fantastic about that. So that's the only issue that you would have with chlorination.
So they do monitor those disinfection byproducts of chlorination.
Mm-hmm.
Monochloroacetic acids,
Haloacetic acids and trihalomethanes.
Yes, and trihalomethanes, yeah. And no issues. So, using sodium hypochlorite, that might become an issue, but they've not had, they monitor those.
Well below the MCO.
Yeah.
Okay.
All good.
Because, that was one of the things, like, I mean, not in Cleveland, but when I was in Toledo, it was hard to get rid of the chlorine.
Yeah.
Well, they're using a lot because if you look at the algal blooms, if you look at the Lake Erie and you look at the algae blooms, wow, Toledo's got a lot.
I've seen those some
So
maps.
you probably have to use a little bit more.
Yeah.
But you're right though, about the chloramines. We don't. Yeah, State of Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland, it's not.
It's not. Yeah, Cleveland doesn't use that.
We're fine.
So is that the back stairs we're going
Yeah,
on?
let's go on up
All
there.
right, let's go up there.
Yeah, we have a little micro lab here.
Oh, that's the quality control.
Yeah.
So, Tom, we're going up the back door. Is that what you're saying?
We're not going through the back door. We're going up the back door.
We have a keg washer. We're fortunate to have one. A lot of breweries don't. A lot of small breweries like us, don't have the luxury of having something like this, but we do, and it makes our lives a lot easier. So, one of those things.
Yeah. Got a lot of good
Yeah, that's
stuff.
nice.
Yeah.
You might have to squeeze in up here because I think we have some stuff up here.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
That is.
It's a really, really good one. Very easy to use. Came from Canada. The company was Canadian. They shipped it over here. We hooked this thing up, and it is like magic. You don't have to do all the stuff of taking the stems out, doing all the crazy stuff that you got to do to wash kegs.
Oh, that's a pain
Hook
in
this.
the
Oh my God! And we've had no issues
Oh, Zimba.
whatsoever. Yes. So it's been great.
Tom's calling.
Dave, I saw you looking at this. I was like, okay, let me give a little background on that. Yeah, it's a small Canadian company, and actually they do stuff for healthcare.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they just happen to make this thing.
So this is your other big game room you have. You mentioned the football table. You got the pool table back here. Everything free. You guys, that's very nice. Over here we got a skee ball.
Oh, I'm playing some skee ball later.
And then we're going to wrap around to the outdoor patio area.
Let me turn on these berries.
So, I mean, I got to say, you guys are really doing a good job of using all your space. I mean, every little inch has its purpose and reason. Here you are, just in a little bit of a courtyard that is really nice.
We have the fantastic opportunity of having, when you're in here, enjoying the music from the standard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have live bands over there all the time too. So you can
a little
be out
bonus.
there and listen to jazz or be in there and listen to whatever great
Whatever
music
we
we
play.
have.
And Dan, did you unlock the door to the garage?
Yeah.
So this is where your 3.5 barrel system is being put together right now. So literally right next door, connected by the patio.
Oh yeah. Look at this.
Oh, and
So
it's
shiny.
the garage because there's a garage door right there. Can't be a garage without a garage door. That actually works, Dave.
Hey. Yeah. My garage is not
This
working.
garage door died.
It's pretty tight in here. I think I have to lose some weight or get greased up every time I come in here to work. But yeah, there's a 3.5 barrel system. Then we have, I think, 6 fermenters in here and 2 bright tanks. This will be able to increase our production significantly and keep us up to par with the pilsners and the various lagers that we want to produce.
You are maximizing every inch in here.
I'm German heritage. Malts. Malts is about as German as you get. So
There's Jay showing you the food
German
truck
lagers.
outside.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I like
so-
that music. They're partying out there. I love this neighborhood. Have a good old time.
All right.
It looks like you're not far from being ready here.
No, we actually did. We just have to hook up this boiler. The boiler has to go in,
Yeah.
and that's it. The glycol system is already hooked in. It's already plumbed in. We have all the connections done. So we just have to hook up that boiler. Get the rest of the electrical is already set in. Like we just have to put the actual control panels up for the electrical system. Have them come wire them in. And this is ready to go. So as soon as we can get a check to these guys.
Yeah, I gotta get that guy in here.
All right. Well, guys, this has been great. I mean,
Yeah,
thank you so much for showing off this great space. And
Yeah, so we've been using this, we've been milling our malt for the 1 barrel system in here. That's why you see it looking like this. Just to keep a lot of dusts, from milling out of our main space. So we mill here and then we take it down to the basement. And it's been working fantastic. It keeps the place clean.
so
And it's beautiful. Yeah.
my two friends, I mean, if people want to get a hold of you guys or find you, where are you guys on social media?
Yes, we're on Facebook, Instagram. I think we're on Twitter now.
We're on Twitter now.
We'll be on Twitter.
Yes, we have
by
a website.
tomorrow.
Website. Yeah, website.
We have a wonderful person working on our social media.
Friendsbrewing.com.
And our website.
You can always call us.
And you guys are at address 185th.
777. That's
If
pretty
you can
easy.
remember that, yes, 777s.
Yeah.
777s.
Yeah, 37. It's all
Yes,
good.
East 105th Street, Cleveland. So come on down.
Great. All right. And we've got some upcoming events. Dave, what do we have coming up?
Well, I left my paper, but let me try to remember here.
We've got
Yeah.
Hoppy Dudes coming up next week. We're not
Next
sure
week
yet.
is Hoppy Dudes. I don't know if we're going to be in Medina or
Their
Hinckley.
or the new production facility.
Yeah, they had a little Was that Hoppy Dudes that had that little system in Hinckley?
Yes, they had a one-barrel system in Hinckley,
That's Hoppy Dudes.
and now they've
Yes,
gone
it
to
is.
I think it's a seven-barrel
Seven-barrel
system
system.
at their production facility in Medina.
Oh, fantastic! Good for them.
So we'll be at one of the two next week.
Yeah, whatever
Whatever
place
they
they want to feature, that'd be fine. Next week we're going to be or the 17th, we're going to be at Four Paws. We've had Ann on the show several times. She's a hoot, but we're going to actually go out to their brewery in Columbia Station, check it out. We were just out there for they had the City Dogs thing.
Dogs, yeah. We were out there the week before for their anniversary because they celebrated. I think it was 4 years.
5 years? 4 years? 4 years maybe.
Either way, it was a
But
good
yeah,
celebration.
that's going to be a hoot. She says, yeah, she's giving up yoga
for
to
the
host
Tuesday,
us.
Tuesday
Yeah,
night show. Yeah,
it's a big deal. Ann loves her yoga. Week after the 24th, working on.
Are we gonna have you guys in? Maybe you guys want to come out to the
Sure.
You guys want to come out the 24th?
You got to
The
taste your
24th?
homebrew.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah,
All right,
I
so
talked up
so
the
we might
Crush
have-
IPA.
We'll follow us on the Facebook and Instagram. Dave will be posting if we do get that hooked up. So maybe
Yeah.
we'll have two friends in Club Radon there in a
That'd be
couple
fun.
weeks.
That'd be super fun.
That'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
This month? So,
June,
no,
June
is it
24th,
That would be the 24th.
24th.
Ooh, I will be in Chicago.
All right. Well, we'll work on a date. We'll talk. We'll talk.
All right, we'll
I
talk
will
July
be-
1st maybe.
Chicago.
I will be in Chicago.
What are you doing in Chicago?
We don't want to know.
no.
His
No.
wife might be listening.
Crush that. Edit that out. Edit that out.
So, Dave, how do they get a hold of us?
Well, we're on Facebook and Spotify and YouTube at the BlabberMalt Show. We're at BlabberMalt on X, Instagram, and Threads.
And if they didn't like something we said, do they email us? No.
Yeah,
don't
they
email us.
can. Nobody
No.
ever emails us.
All right. If they did, where would they email?
BlabberMalt@gmail.com.
All right.
Yeah.
They love everything you guys.
All right. Well,
I
again,
don't know.
thank you guys so much for hosting
Thanks,
us.
guys.
Yes.
It was great.
Man.
That was
being
great.
Out here. Nice seeing you again.
We'll get you guys on the
Hey,
show
man.
in the studio.
And you know what?
You know what we say?
Yep.
Stay malty, Cleveland.